Um, Mike, if you could handle bringing people on,
I will do that. Thank you, sir.
I've started the recording. We are live in the Dream Team. I've muted everybody and we are gonna light this candle. All right, good. It's Daniel, good to see your face there. All right, so today is Jeffrey, good to see you. You got, those in the UK and all on the other side of the world. It's your day is all already gone through, right? So, most of us are, at least I'm West Coast, so it's only 9 a.m. here. But, all right, today is February 9th. We are in the 9th day of the second month of 2019, so it is just the beginning. It is just the beginning, and you know what? I woke up this morning. And those of you who saw my live, I was kind of a little off the hook, maybe more than usual. But I woke up this morning feeling a passion and a desire to talk to the family and the team about how to take everything to the next level. We go through our day working our business. And I know all of you we have a myriad of different lifestyles here. Some people are younger, raising families, have young children. Both parents are working or maybe not. And there's that dynamic. And then there's the dynamic where the families that have the older kids and some of them are out of the house, some of them are still there. And then there's that really cool dynamic of us that are grandparents. We get to experience that, and maybe we're empty nesters and possibly retired and so forth. But the reality is, when it comes down to it, your business is built the same way, no matter what state you're in, no matter what position you're in, whether you're in that young couple raising kids or you're in that older group, the distinguished wise group. Those of us like, Wayne and Mike and me and some of the others here. I won't mention any ladies because the ladies aren't, you guys are all young. But my point is that no matter what place you are, and it all comes down to the same exact thing, just the amount of time that you have to put towards your business, right? So if you're like me, I'm retired. Okay, so I can put most of the day, whatever time I want. Now, obviously, I watch two of my grandkids during the week, and I do things with my wife and so forth. So I still have to have a life of my own, but it's different if you're working a 9-to-5 job where you have to get up, you have to go, you have to do all these things, right? But you set out the time that you're going to do. And I talked about this in my live this morning. There are really two things that are killing everyone's business until they change it. And the first thing is that we become so married to the results in our business. We have all these contests. We have all these things going on. And I'm not against contests or promotions and all that. But they're all result-based, right? So you get up in the morning and in your head, you're sitting there thinking, okay, I've got to get, and I love the company for the company this month. Man, again, in 40 years, I've never seen a company do that. I've seen a company do things where if you bring on X amount of people in a month, we'll pay for your shipping, or we'll give you one product, you just pay for shipping and handling, whatever it might be. I've never seen a company say you get 2 products free of charge. We're going to take care of everything. Just go to the site, pick the 2 you want, and boom, you're good, right? So I'm at 4 this month already. I'm gonna hit that 6, just because I want to do that. I want to take advantage of this amazing offer that they've given us. But here's the challenge. I don't have control over that. I could be spending my time, a lot of my time, because I'm focused on the results, maybe talking to Bobby. Maybe Bobby and I are having a conversation back and forth, and I'm trying to get her into business. Because my focus is on results, the way that I approach her is going to be based on that. I'm not going to be talking to her based on a process I'm using. I'm going to be talking to her because I need her as a result. So I'm going to be talking to her and really getting into that mode that some of us are very familiar with, of the convincing mode. where I'm going to convince her, oh, Bobby, come on, man. You said we're the best of the best. And if you take our vitamin, you're going to get, younger and you're just, everything is going to be, you're going to have millions of dollars. Oh, please come on board, And here's the flaw in that amongst many, right? Let's say I convince Bobby to come into the business. Guess what I'm going to be doing for the rest of our journey together in the business? I'm going to be convincing her every single step of the way. Because I was so focused on the results, because I was so in tuned and tied to the results of what was going on, and that drove how I communicated with her, and it drove my appearance and my perception to her is that I'm willing to do anything and everything to make her successful, right? Just short of even building her business for her. Well, I've created, and Bobby, nothing personal, I love you, a monster, right? You need to fall in love with the process. And I can't stress this enough. You need to fall in love with it because the process has no emotional tie to it. The process does not put anybody in the process to be looked at as your next dinner, as your next meal, right? And some of us go through that. It's like, okay, I've got to get this person in, boy. I need that $50 check next week. I need that couple $100 check next week. And if you don't think that comes across in how you present to them, I'm telling you, you're mistaken. It does. People see that. You need to fall in love with that process. It's killing your business and it's breaking my heart. Because I know if you fall in love with the process, everything else is going to change. My first month in the business in June, I just sat down before June 1st on May 31st and sat down in front of my computer and said, okay, I need to figure out, okay, this is what I've tweaked. I know this is the process I'm going to use. I don't care. I made a goal, and don't get me wrong, it's okay to make goals that are result oriented, right? I made a goal that I really want to hit 5K, but that goal was based on the process. So I knew that if I honed in my process, if I developed my skills, if I got to a point where I was really good at the process, the results on the other side would change. If I'm just learning the process, my results might come after weeks of doing the process consistently. As I get better and I hone those skills and I get more efficient at what I'm doing and I get better at responding to people, I get better at sorting. On my live today, and I forgot them again, I gave the example of the deck of cards where you're just turning over those cards as quickly as possible looking for that ace, right? Boom, 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 ace. Boom, 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 ace. That's the game we're in, right? That's the process that we're in. We're in a sorting process. We need to figure out how we can say as little as possible to as many as possible. And once I hone that in, and once I develop that skill set, and I get better and better and better, and you tweak it thank you, Wayne, every single day you get better at it. The one thing that's going to happen is the results are going to be tied to that, right? You might start off, and I've told you the story of one of our 500K leaders in the company. It took her 2 years to get to 5K affiliate. Now, how many of you, and you don't have to raise your hand, but how many of you really would stick to it for 2 years before you became a 5K affiliate, our first rank in the business, first major rank, right? And be honest with yourself. You don't have to be, it doesn't matter to me because I know what my answer would be. When I talked to her and we spent, close to an hour chatting one day, and I told her, I admire you like crazy. I wouldn't have spent 2 years of not having that kind of success. But now, 2 years after that, she's making sick fantasy money, she calls it. $500,000 a year or something. Now, most of us, if I told you the story of how would you like in 4-year time frame be making $500,000, you'd go, oh, yeah, where do I sign up, right? And then when I add the part where, but the first 2 years, you're going to be struggling to hardly be able to pay your bills and have absolutely nothing, and it'll take you that long to get to your first rank, then everybody would go, oh, yeah, nah, I don't want to do that. Because in our heads, we're saying 4 years to $500,000 a year, assuming that it's a linear scale, and that as we are on our way to that $500,000 a year, we're going to be making $5,000 a month. We're going to be making $10,000 a month. We're going to be having all these successes along the way. We don't look at the reality of it is that may not be the case. You may not build your business like I happen to do, and everybody thinks, well, Ron Deary, he made 10K in 19 days. Wow. No, I made 10K in 40 years and 19 days. Okay. You all understand that? I've been doing this on and off for 40 plus years. I've learned a few things. So when I came in the business and everybody looks at it and says, oh no, his first month he did 24,000 in volume. He's a 50K affiliate now, on his way to 100K affiliate. Wow. And I'm sitting back going, yeah, it took me 40 years. It took me 40 years. You think it took me 8 months. It took me 40 years. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take you 40 years, because you can learn from me, you can learn from Robert, you can learn from Aaron. But what if it did take you 5 years to get to 100K affiliate? Can you do that? Can you be making $20,000, $30,000 a month over the next 5 years in the business, in the job that you have right now? No. I like Jedediah. He's just like, are you kidding? No way, right? No way. And I was in a good mid 6-figure corporate career, making good money, man, driving a Porsche. My wife had a Cadillac. We flew first class everywhere. I got to the airports and there was a car waiting for me there, heated, doors open, trunk open. I was living the life, right? Overnight, I lost all of that. And no matter what I did, I still had to beg, borrow, and steal to get a promotion each year. And I was vice president of operations for the company. I did not have the control. I couldn't get up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to work harder today. I'm going to work harder this month so I can get a promotion. It didn't matter, right? But most of us, because we're so incredibly tied to the results in our lives, we don't see that. We don't look at the process and get excited. And when I say fall in love with the process, I'm not kidding. You got to fall in love with the process. You got to get up every morning and be excited about the fact that I am going to message 25 people today. I am going to get my presentation or my videos or my website in front of 25 people today. I don't care what I'm so excited. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hunker down and I am just going to go for it. And we're going to have so much fun doing it, man. I'm going to get a lot of no's, and I'm going to get people telling me I'm spamming them, and I'm going to get people saying, what are you, an idiot? You're crazy. You're stupid and everything. So I'm going to have a good time with it, and I'm going to enjoy it, and it's going to be a blast. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go to bed knowing that I did the process, and I'm going to get up tomorrow morning, and I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'm going to do the same thing again. And 6 months from now, I'm going to wake up and say, wow, I'm 50K affiliate. How did that happen? Where did that come from? I'm just doing the process over. How did this stuff over here happen? How do I have 1,500 people on my team all of a sudden? How do I have people like Mike and James and Meredith and Jeffrey and Jedediah and Aaron and William and Wayne and Mike and Bobby and Daniel and Jason? Where did all these people come from, right? Because I had blinders on and I said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. That's the first thing that's killing your business. The second thing that's killing your business is rejection. And hold on just a second here. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. And I did, Mike, I did take my brain spray. All right.
I know you did, Ron.
The second thing is rejection, right? And all of us, if anybody here has not suffered rejection, and you're just getting involved with network marketing, look forward to it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because guess who doesn't suffer from rejection? The person sitting on the sideline doing nothing, right? You can't get rejected if you're not out there. Here's what I'm going to tell you. And this is something that it took me a long time, because those of you who know me, my personality is I love everybody. I want everybody to love me. You know, I think it's a yellow or something like that. Of the 16 personalities, all of the ones that have the person that loves everybody, I'm all 27 of those, whatever they are. I don't know. But the reality is that because of my life and the career I had to have that I had and the things I've had to done in life, now in my older years with grandkids and everything else, I've become a much more mild Ron Deering. Most of you would not even recognize me 30 years ago, and I'm glad that's the case. But the reality is that most of us want people to accept us, want people to like us, want people to love what we've got going on and everything else. It just doesn't happen. And it's because we don't have a server mentality. And I don't mean a server heart. I mean, go into a restaurant, sit down at a table, and have the server, man and woman, come over to you and offer you the special of the day. And what do you think happens to her or him when you say, no, I don't think I want the special today? Do you think it ruins their day and they go off and cry and pout and think the world's coming to an end? Anybody here think that happens? If you've ever been married to a server, you know that is the furthest from the truth, right? They don't care. They absolutely doesn't make a difference to them, unless maybe they've got something going on that there's a bonus going if they sell so many of the chocolate decadent sinful cakes, right? And for those of you who love chocolate, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That cake looks so deep, dark, black chocolate. It's dripping off there, right? I'm not a chocolate fan, so it doesn't bother me. But when a server comes to your table and says, hey, Wayne, do you want the chocolate cake today? And Wayne says, no, I think I'll pass on that, right? The server says, okay, can I get anybody else anything? Doesn't matter a bit. But yet when we come to somebody, and I go to Peggy and I say, Peggy, are you open to looking at my business, my opportunity, or my products? No. Well, what do you mean no? Are you kidding? Come on. You got to look at this. We go into this whole mode and we feel like it's a personal thing. She just said no when I asked her if she was open to looking at my business, and now it's become a personal issue. Poor me. We need to get in between here. We need to become restaurant servers. And all we're doing is during the day, they probably, let's say they're at a busy restaurant, Red Lobster, one of the major chains, Olive Garden or something like that. And the server does a 6-hour shift. And in that 6-hour shift, she offers 100 people the special of the day. And out of those 100 people, 3 of them take the special of the day. 10 of them take the special of the day. Do you think anytime during the day she's sitting back going, oh man, what are my numbers? Oh man, I've only got 5 people that took the special today. People must not like me. Why aren't they taking the special? No, she's going throughout her day and saying, hey, Jedediah, you want special? Great, you want the special. Hey, Jeffrey, you want the special? No? Okay, that's cool. Aaron, you want the special? Joan, you want the Ellen, you want the special? Who wants the special? She's got a spiel. Have you ever listened to their spiel of what the special is? It's like a recording. And I guarantee you, the next person come up, the next server, when they get to your table, their spiel's exactly the same. Yeah, it's, chicken fried steak with some white gravy on it, with a side of hash browns, over easy egg if you want that, with some bacon. What do you think? And the next person comes up, hey, it's a chicken fried steak with some white gravy, with a side of hash brown and some bacon. What do you think? They're all walking around doing the same exact thing. What is that called? I think we got a script. They got a script. And they don't care. They're saying that short script to as many people that they wait on as they can during the day, right? Saying as little as possible to as many as possible. Some of the people are going to take the special and some of the people aren't. Do they care? No. It's not because they're callous or cold or anything. They just don't care. It doesn't matter. They don't take it personal. How many of you have been in a restaurant and someone come up and offer you maybe a shrimp dinner or something, but you just didn't kind of like the way the person said it, so you didn't take it? Probably not, right? You might not tip them, but you're still going to take advantage of the good food, right? So 90% of the time, it's not personal. If someone rejects you, and I don't want to use that word anymore, they just don't accept the offer you have, okay? Let's keep it positive. They just don't accept the offer that you're giving them. So if you can change your mindset, and this is what I want you to do tomorrow. I want you to get up tomorrow and I want you to sit down and be excited about the process you're going to use for the day. Whether you've got 3 hours a day, whether you got 1 hour a day, whether you got a 30-minute lunch break, whatever your time frame is that you've set aside, and you need to do that. You need to treat this like a business. And here's what I want to make sure you all understand. It doesn't matter to me whether you want to make an extra $100 or an extra $5,000. As far as I'm concerned, my help and my desire for you to have that success is equally as great. If I can help you make that extra $100, some of you were on a Zoom a couple of weeks ago with Robert, and he pulled out one of the young ladies on the team and, asked her what it would take, and she said $250 would change her life. It wasn't $2,000, it wasn't $5,000, it was $250. You may be in that same position, right? Where $250 may change your life. I'm here to help you. The leaders are here to help you. We're all here to help you. But here's what I can't do for you. I can help you. I can teach you. I can train you. I can give you encouragement. I can do anything and everything I can to help you become the best you that you can become. But when all the smoke is cleared at the end of the day, you have to be the one that has the desire to do it. I have an amazing desire, an amazing heart God has given me for all of you to have success. To knock this business out of the ballpark if that's what you want. To knock this business into 150, 250 a month if that's what you want. But I can only do so much. I can't build a business. I won't. Because we all know the saying, right? Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. So I want to teach you how to fish. I want to teach you how to be a better fisherman. I love the analogy of fishermen because for me, the Bible talks so much about the fishers of men and being a fisherman. And that's what we are, right? We're going to be fishermen, exactly. But you have to fall in love with the process and you have to change your mindset. So when you get up, you need to sit down at your time of devotion or your time of whatever you at that point in your morning when you get up and you get your act together and you have your alone time, you need to sit down and decide, okay, what's my process? And I don't mean I'm going to do a process for a couple of days and see if it works, and I'm going to try another one for a couple of days. You need to determine what you're going to do and do it for 30 days to 60 days. Okay? I'm just telling you, I'm a math and physics major. And statistically, 3 or 4 days at something is not a statistical data. It virtually is useless. You've got to determine that you need to put enough data points into your process to see if it works. Now, if after a month of doing the same thing day in and day out, it doesn't, you need to go back and evaluate it. It may not be change it totally, but it may be you need to tweak it a little bit. Maybe I need to say this. Maybe I need to look at my audience, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. But you need to get up tomorrow morning. You need to look at your process. Say, okay, I'm going to dedicate myself. I'm going to follow in love with the process. I'm going to be excited about the process, and I'm going to change my mindset. My mindset now is I am a restaurant server, and I'm going to offer my special or my dessert to anybody and everybody. And I don't care if they take it or they don't take it, but I'm just going to get out there. And for us right now, the best dessert or the best special we can offer them is the samples, right? Now, I know they're only available in the U.S. right now, but that's going to change. Trust me. But so what? We're on the internet. We're worldwide, so we can do them. We can give samples out to anybody and everybody. That's your dessert. That's your special for the day. Offering that gift of the samples out to as many people as you can possibly give it to. So you want to change your mindset in 2 ways. You want to fall in love with the process, and you want to take care of that rejection in your business by becoming a restaurant server. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Did this help you at all? Get you, okay? Now, thank you. Here's the next thing I want to talk to you about, because most of us, just raise your hand if you're using Facebook. If you're using Facebook Messenger, okay, so most of us are using Facebook Messenger. and I get this all the time. People will be talking about, I reach out to my audience and I use those scripts, right? And a lot of those scripts are the script based on them looking for an opportunity, right? Hey, I'm doing a 90-day blitz. I've just, got involved with the company. I was wondering if you were open to taking a look, right? So that's a script that's going to go out to people that might be interested in a business. Now that particular script worked really well for me. You know why? Because I've got 5,000 friends. No, that's not it. Because the audience that I've been talking to over the last 8 or 9 years have all been entrepreneurs and people that want to build businesses. It hasn't been necessarily people in health and wellness. It hasn't been people that are into makeup, obviously. I wouldn't have much luck with that. It hasn't been into digital currency, Bitcoin, or any of that stuff. It's been involved with a lot of people that are interested in having a home-based business and being entrepreneurs. So when I send them out a script that is talking about an opportunity to make some extra money, they're very receptive of that. If I, on the other hand, send them out a script that's particular or pointed to a specific opportunity like Bitcoin or, health and wellness or whatever, now I've just narrowed down my audience significantly. Because let's say digital currency, there's not that many people in my audience that are really big fans of digital currency. So if I start sending a bunch of text messages out to my audience about digital currency, a majority of them, a very high majority of them, are going to say, no, thanks, don't want to do it. And again, if I'm tied to the results, I'm going to get really frustrated. I'm going to wonder what's going on. I'm such a loser. All of those things, right? So you've got to look at your audience. If you've been building up an audience over the past years, and that audience is more tailored to, say, health and wellness, healthy living and things like that, then you're going to have a lot more success if you reach out to them in that arena. I've got something here. We can get you some free samples that's going to change your life physically and help you out. You're going to get a much higher response on that, right? Now, if you're trying to build the business and get in business builders, there's an old saying that some of you may have heard, and I use this a lot, but if you can't change your friends, change your friends. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? It's same thing with your audience. If you can't change your audience, change your audience. So if your audience is, over the years, you've developed this audience that really now is not the niche that you want to, I don't want to use the word, but pitch to, that you want to present to, then you need to change your audience, right? You need to start going out to Facebook groups and I'm going to use the example of, you want business builders, like Eric Worre, like Tony Robbins, like Robert Kiyosaki, like Todd Falcone, Les Brown, Holton Buggs, all of these top network marketing entrepreneur, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, this goes on and on, right? Go out to their pages, their groups, and you certainly do not want to put your link out there or anything like that, but you want to start watching what people are saying, right? So say, for instance, Joan's out there and she's on Ray Higdon's or Eric Worre's Network Marketing Pro site. And you can't post that. I mean, it's all his stuff, but you can comment. And you see a comment where somebody says, man, I was at GoPro this weekend, and so Todd Falcone's talk was amazing. I got so much out of it. You would be amazed that Joan goes on there and she says, oh, that is really cool. Maybe Debbie made that post. And Joan reaches out and says, Debbie, man, that was awesome. What were the, I didn't get to see that. What were the points you learned? What did you learn from that? Right? Now, Debbie, because she put the post out there, she's going to be stoked that Joan reached out, and she's going to reach out to Joan, okay, and either give her an answer and say, oh, it was this and everything. What do you do now? Kind of, and start this conversation up. Now, both of you, if you're the one that was commented on and you're reaching out, or you're the one doing the comment, first thing out of your process should be, I'm going to go to their profile and find out exactly kind of who they are. And I might find out after I've gone to Joan's profile that maybe she's a dog lover, right? And so I might see some pictures of her and her dogs and whatever it might be. And our family is huge dog lovers. And so, I might comment, oh man, I love those dogs. That breed is amazing. We have Newfoundlands. We're big dog people, da, 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 da. That's great. Did you have to like kennel the dogs when you went to the event? How did you handle that? Because that's always a challenge with us. All you're doing is communicating, right? But who am I communicating with? I'm communicating with someone that obviously went to an event that's a business builder. And now I'm developing this relationship. Didn't talk about my business, didn't talk about any of that stuff at first. Because it's a totally new person. It's not somebody I was friends with before or anything else. You start developing that. That's how I went from originally having a couple of hundred people on my Facebook profile to now I've got, I think the last time I looked, about 150 people in the wings wanting with friend requests that I got to figure out what I'm going to do with because I'm maxed out. So if you can't change your audience, change your audience. It's going to take you a while. It doesn't happen overnight. But guess what? If you do that process every day, let's say that process takes you 10 minutes to go out there and comment and do that for a while, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. And you go through that process every single day. And at the end of a week, you get one person, just one person, that's excited about what's going on and wants to find out what you're doing. And you get to reach out to them and they get the samples and they upgrade to and I've seen this morning, 2 or 3 people on the team that had people come in as samples and have upgraded to directors, right? So if you guys don't believe that works, it works. What if you got 1 or 2 people each week that just came in with samples and upgraded, maybe even to builder? At the end of a month, you'd either have 4 or 8 new people every single month. And then you took those 4 or 8 people that came in, and now you start building with them. Now you start working with them and teach them how to do the same exact thing, giving out a free gift. I love Robert's process because Robert's process of giving a free gift out, and we've got the script and everything in the Daring Dream Team under files. If you look at Robert's Vision Team process, I love that process because what that process does for us is allow us to be different than everybody else out there. Because everybody else out there is building that initial rapport, that initial relationship with new people. And I'm not talking about people that you've been friends on, because I'm not a fan of being friends with somebody on Facebook and then trying to build rapport to start up a conversation. But these are people that you're just meeting for the first time and you're offering them a rose, right? Nobody else is doing that. Everybody else has been taught, build that relationship. And as soon as you feel that you've got that relationship to a certain point, strike, boom, okay, give them your leg, yeah, pounce on them. You know, if you reach out to me tomorrow and you say, hey, Ron, just reaching out to say hi, how's the family, how are things going? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, hey, Linda, things are going great. But, if you really want to find out what's going on with me, just go to my profile. You'll see all kinds of things about my grandkids, the snow and all that stuff. What is it that you want me to see if I'm open to? Because I know that's where you're going, right? And I've had so many people reach out to me and say, oh, thank you so much. I'm so tired of rapport. All of our time is worth money, right? Our time is important to us. So I'd rather, if you are my friend already, and that's the script I used in the beginning. I didn't build rapport. You're my friend already. I know what's going on in your life. So I would reach out and say, hey, I hope everything's going okay. I see that you're having, great success and da-da-da, or I might have looked at their profile a little bit, but I didn't have time for that. I'm starting on a 90-day blitz. We've got a system that virtually builds our business on autopilot for us. I'm just trying to find those people that might be open to taking a look, taking a free tour. And out of 100 people, probably 80 of them came back and said, Ron, thank you so much for thinking about me. We're actually in the middle of a 90-day blitz, so we're doing this right now, but I will keep it in mind if anything changes. I had 1 or 2 that came back. Out of 1,000 that I probably sent out or more, I'm sure it's more like 2,000. I had about a dozen that came back and chewed me out. told me, "What are you doing? Are you kidding me? Don't you know anything about marketing?" Three of those people are in the business right now and doing great. So I think the answer to their question is absolutely, I know something about marketing. Okay. I didn't take it personal. I just reached when they came back and said that, I looked at their profiles, I looked at who they were again and refreshed my memory and decided, do I want to work with this person? If I thought there's value there and they would be a good candidate, I reached back out to them and explained to them that I appreciate it. I really honor your time. I wanted to respect your time, and we know each other on Facebook. I didn't feel that we needed to get to know each other again, and your time is worth money and my time is worth money and very important to me. So I wanted to just come out and present it to you. I apologize if this has caused you any heartache. And those three people came back and said, "Oh, no, I'm so glad. I'm tired of this report thing." Every one of them. "What do you got? Let me look at it." They pre-enrolled, and the next day came in, upgraded to either director or executive, all three of them. I think all three of them came in as executives. Because you don't care, right? It's that restaurant servant mentality. I was offering them the special. I was offering them the dessert. If they took it, they took it. If they didn't take it, it wasn't personal. Okay? So if you can't change your audience, change your audience. If you're looking for business builders, and customers are amazing. The challenge that I'm finding a lot of our team have right now is we are in a customer business, unfortunately and fortunately. This product sells itself. People want the product, right? And a lot of times, people that become business builders in other organizations and other businesses, they have to struggle with the product. So they just look for people that just want to make money. And don't worry, people who want to make money, they'll buy the product because of that. In our business, people love the product. It's changing so many lives. It's impacting so many lives that everybody wants the product. And that's that's an amazing, great thing. But it has its downfall, because guess what customers don't do? They don't order consistently, right? A customer, and they don't buy big packets usually. They buy like onesies and twosies. So it becomes a challenge sometimes for us that are building the business to get to ranks. You'll notice that if you look at the leaderboard, there's all these people that have recruited 100 people, 200 people, and the highest they made is 25K affiliate. I look at my statistics, and I've brought on 78, 79 people in eight and a half months, and I'm a 50K affiliate, and we're breaking all kinds of ranks underneath us. What's the difference? Okay, because we're working with business builders, we're working with our team, we're working with building an organization and a community and a culture. With customers, you've got people that customers are great, but they buy onesies and twosies. They don't reorder necessarily every month. So you're always struggling with keeping your rank and making rank and so forth. So if that's what your passion is, and you just want to do customers, and you want to go out and do flea markets, and you want to do trade shows and all that, those are good, but understand where that is going to put you, right? That's going to make you into kind of a retail business and of that nature. But if you want to take advantage of the amazing things that network marketing offers you, like leverage and residual income, you need to start building an organization. And to build an organization, you need to find other people that want to build an organization. Not a lot. Not a lot. When I hit 10K that first month and went to 24,000 in volume, I only brought on 23 people. It wasn't hundreds. It was only 23. Carlos did it with 14. He made 10K affiliate with 14 people. But he found 14 people that wanted to build a business. People like James and Meredith and Michael and Dawn and Samantha and Miguel and Karen Ubinas and the list goes on and on and on, right? And Peggy and so forth, right? Daniel. And then I found other people like Jason, and now we've got Wayne and Tanya, and I mean all of these people, and Bobby and Christy, and so you've got to find business builders if you want to build a business. It depends, and if you want to have a business like a retail business where you're selling products all the time, that's okay too. And we'll help you do that, and hopefully give you some ideas on how to go to farmers markets and things like that and buy wholesale and do that, because there are people that love doing that. And they make great money on the weekends. But if you want to free up your time and really have true freedom, you've got to build a business. You've got to build a team. So the first thing you need to learn is how to bring in people, right? And that's going back to the process and rejection. And then the second thing you need to do is you need to learn how to become a leader. And this scares so many people, because when they think of a leader, they think this is something that you've got to have all this knowledge, and you've got to have all these, successes and all these things underneath your belt to become a leader. And it's not true. If you have not read any of John Maxwell's books, find as many as you can, either on audio or Kindle or hardcover, and get John Maxwell into your library. He's got books like The 360-Degree Leader, Failing Forward. The list goes on and on and on. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Success. He's an amazing, amazing coach and teacher. But leadership is all about building other leaders. It's not about followers. It's about building other leaders. Now, how do I build other leaders? Well, if I'm not the person that can build the other leaders, I can point, guide, and direct them to somebody that can, right? I can send them to Robert Hollis. I can send them to, another mentor that's a leader, until I get to the point where I can build leaders. But if you want to have a strong, growing, large legacy business, you don't need followers. You need leaders. You need to build leaders. And guess what's going to happen when you start that process? You're going to encounter that old nemesis again. Because you're going to say, man, William, I know you want this business, and I'm picking on William, but it's not true, obviously, because he's here. But you got to show up for training on Saturdays. And William says, yeah, man, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. And then Saturday comes and no William, right? Of course, William's here, so that doesn't, right? Yeah, William, I can see it, William. Rejection. Oh, there's that rejection again. Oh, my goodness. I wanted my teammate to be here, and I'm trying to do all this stuff for them, and they just don't show up. They must not like me, It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them, right? Whether they really want it or not. Because if somebody really wants it, they have that burning desire and they really want it. They want to make this business work no matter what it takes, no matter what it costs, no matter how long. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to do it. You can find excuses or you can find success, but you can't find both. It doesn't work that way, right? So, process, fall in love with the process, change your mindset to restaurant servant mindset, and build leaders. Build and find leaders. You guys have all seen that graphic from Bill Britt. I don't have it here in front of me. I was going to pull it up. But basically, it states that Bill Britt went through 12,000 people. And you know what we forget to tell you sometime is he went through 1,200 people, and it came down to, at the end, 11 people made him a millionaire. That 1,200 people, that wasn't that he prospected 1,200 people, because I've talked to him about this before he passed, actually many, many years ago, 40 years ago. But that 1,200 people is the number of people that he got eyes in front of, sat down in front of a presentation. It took him thousands of people to get that 1,200. You don't see that part. Those 1,200 people actually sat down in front of a presentation. But he's one of the top millionaire earners lifetime in network marketing. Now, if it took you a year, if it took you 2 years, if it took you 4 years to get to that sorting, to finding those aces, those 11 aces that he got, to become a multimillionaire and leave your family and be in a position where you can impact and help an incredible amount of lives, would it be worth it to you? If the answer is no, then that's okay. This may not be for you. But if the answer is yes, then understand you're going to go through some ups and downs. There's going to be issues. There's going to be challenges. It might be that, oh no, shipment didn't get here on time. I ordered something and it didn't arrive. Bummer. You know, we're going through a challenge right now, and I'm so honored and respect and love Jeffrey. He's an incredible young man. He's over in Ghana. And Ghana's having a bit of a challenge right now. We're gonna get it resolved one way or the other. But he and Stephanie are both he and Stacy are both working in Ghana, and they've both told me on a number of occasions, this doesn't mean we will quit the business or not build the business, because we can build outside. But we want Ghana to work, and they do, and they want Ghana to work. Now I know there are people out there that would be in a position where they're at right now and go, oh, okay, I'm out, I'm done, I quit. So Jeffrey, kudos to you. I'm just honored and blessed to be working with you. All right. Has this helped you guys at all? Is this giving you a little bit of some insight and help? I hope. And I know, for me, there's all kinds of mechanics and there's all kinds of things that we can do, that talk, because I'm a techie, I think in that mode and, step by step, and this is what you do. But I found over the years, the most important thing is right here. The most important thing is right here. If you don't have your mindset right, and you've got everything that you can find in the world to be an excuse of why you're not going to do the business, you're not going to do the business. I work on my mindset every single day of my life, whether it be through prayer, reading, listening to something, doing something. Because I know that it has so much control over what we do. One little thing can knock you, one little bump in the road can knock you off your game and knock you out of your business if you let it. Or it can be a learning experience. Goes back to the old Edison story, right? 10,000 ways I learned how not to, create a light bulb. He didn't have failures. He had learning experiences, and that's what we all have. So we are about 10 minutes to 10, and I want to open it up and let you guys just, I want to keep this short today if we can, but has anybody got any questions that I can help them with?
Thank you very much, Ron, for everything. And if you want to type in your questions, that's great. I don't know if we're set up to raise hands or not, Ron.
Yep. Yeah, they can.
Okay.
If they go bring up the participants window.
Right.
They can go, if they click at the bottom, I think it allows them to raise their hand.
Right.
Window. So.
Yep, that is correct. Okay, so if
you can just unmute unless,
start waving and we'll try to bring you on. How's that?
All right, Christy. And funny story about Christy and I, Christy and I chatted, I don't know, I think it's about a week ago, right? Maybe a week and a half ago, Christy?
Yeah.
And we were going back and forth, and she was asking me some questions and that, and I said, you join us on our training and that, and what time zone, where do you live? And she said, North Idaho. And I said, no, I live in North Idaho. Where do you live? And she said, well, I live in North Idaho in Hayden. And what was that, about 2 miles down the road from each other?
Yep.
Something like that. So in fact, she lives not far from where we lived when I first moved here in North Idaho. So, and we didn't know, we haven't really met, face to face yet, but go ahead. What can I help you with, Christy?
So you mentioned that your process that you're referring to is in your files under Robert's Vision Team process. Is that what so this is the duplicatable system that you want everybody to be implementing on a daily basis with every contact that they make. Is that right?
This is what I'm recommending. Okay. This is what we use. This is what is giving us good success because it's giving a gift away. Now, does everybody do that? Some people, they go down a different path and maybe use a different script and try some different things. if you find something that works, here's the challenge that I have though sometimes is I'm looking at, you know, an 8-figure earner who's created 55 millionaires and number 13 in the world, top, you know, earner and so forth. And he's got a good process. All I ask of new people is when you go through the process, give it time to sort itself out. It may not, if you jump in the process and a week later you say, well, I've done this, I've sent out, you know, 10 messages this week and not one response, then you're right. It wouldn't matter what process you were using. It's not going to work.
Right.
So I encourage everybody to use the process that I believe an 8-figure earners had amazing success at. I've had success at. A lot of our leaders have had success at. And I love the philosophy of giving people gifts. Give them a gift, you know, give them. Now, Robert's changed things up a bit, and I've got to revamp things because the gift we're given now is the samples, right? So now you've got a trifecta, right? You've got a free gift of the samples. You've got a way to get them into your system without having them to pre-enroll, and they can become a paid affiliate for only $32. I mean,
right.
That's huge. So I'm going to go through one of his last trainings that he did with his masterclass and try to type that all out, see if I can get him to go through it step by step again, kind of. But he did some amazing things on one of his trainings where he actually showed his messenger text.
I saw that.
Yeah, and that's how simple it was. And to see that, you know, he's not just teaching it, that's exactly what he's doing and everything. That makes it really clear.
Right.
But whatever process, Christy, that someone, you know, chooses to use, they just need to give it time and stick to it and be committed and consistent with what they're doing. That's the biggest issue most people have. It's not the process itself. It's that it's hard for them to stay committed to doing it every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Robert
Ron,
says.
can you hear me?
Oh.
Hi, Ron. This is Wayne.
Hey, Wayne.
Yeah, are you still giving the 100 audios away as a part of the process?
You can.
Yeah, that can be one of the gifts. Absolutely.
Thanks.
I think there's one also from James Collins.
Wait, hold on just a second, Wayne, okay? Michael. Christy, is that going to answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure I finish with one before we go on to another one. All right. What was the next one, Michael?
James Collins, are you still here? Just unmute. And he said, what is the best way to get people to join the company at flea markets and fairs, not just selling products?
Well, you know, that again, if you can't change your audience, change your audience. Your audience are purchasers, not builders. Here's what I would do if I was at a flea market. First off, you're offering them that instant gratification, right? Because they can purchase it right there. So that becomes a little bit more difficult transition into how would you like to be behind the table where I'm at here selling, you know, these. Most people, if I'm looking at, I'm not a flea market guy. And when I say that, I mean, I'm not a stand out in the sun all day long behind a bench selling products type of person. I like going to flea markets or farmers markets, but it doesn't excite me to stand there on a weekend and spend my whole weekend doing that. And I think most people coming to farmers markets and flea markets feel the same way. It's like, I'm here to shop. The thought of standing there may not be, you might get one or two or something that do that. So it's a hard transition for somebody when they see what you're doing, because in their mind, it's like we know that they're asking those three questions. Is this what you do? You know, could I do this, and do I want to do this? And they might look at it and go, okay, if this is what you do, I could do that, but I don't want to do that, right? So it's going to be a hard transition, James. If you had people that were purchasing on your website and becoming preferred customers, I've turned a lot of my preferred customers into paid affiliates because I go through explaining exactly to them the refer 3, get yours free, and tell them if they refer using this link, but just so you know, those people that you refer and purchase will become my customers, and I get the big commissions from it. And inevitably, every one of them have always asked, well, how do I get the commission? And I'll tell them, well, you've got to pay this big affiliate fee to become a partner and everything, and you may not want to do that. And, well, how much is the fee? It's $20. A month? No, $20. A year? No, just $20. Well, why wouldn't I do that? Exactly. And now you've got to pay the affiliate. And out of probably 50% of the preferred customers I've brought on, I've changed them into paid affiliates. But when you're just retail selling essentially at a flea market or a farmer's market, the audience isn't that's not your audience. Your audience are people that are out there looking to purchase stuff, not out there looking for a business or anything like that. And you have no way to tie them into the refer 3, get yours free or anything, because you're handing them the bottle right there and making the sale. So
there is a way, Ron, to just a very quick way. If you have your phone and you're at a flea market and you say, well, here's your bottle, but you know, if you enter your name and email here on my phone, and I'll be able to follow up with you later if you want more, then you've captured them, right? But again, like you said, they're looking, but if they bought once, they're going to want to buy again, right? So and that's one way to do that.
Yeah, and that's probably when you want to have cards. If you're at a flea market or a farmer's market or someplace like that, make sure you have some cards there. So if you want to purchase again, go here and you can register as a preferred customer, and then it'll be shipped right to your house. So, any other questions?
Let me see here.
Yes, this is Chris. I have a question.
Go, Chris.
No, I see Jana. I don't see Chris.
It's Jana. Both of us. There you go.
Okay. Chris, you can talk. Okay.
Thanks, Ron. So you guys are talking about flea markets and all that. We actually did a convention the first week that we started this event, and it went phenomenal. We did not go there to sell product. We went there to educate, and we didn't really know what was going to happen. And we ended up selling out of everything. What we did not do is we did not set up a table that was for affiliates because we didn't know what we were doing yet. So we're getting ready to do one in Raleigh next weekend. It's the home show in Raleigh, 25,000 people. We have a perfect spot right next to the main stage. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to have one table that is focused on affiliates and clients through the laptops and the computers that we're going to have. And we're going to have one table that's focused on product and education and selling. And so we know from last time that people from buying product there into our system by simply saying, hey, we're selling it for $89 a bottle, but if you'd like to save $20, we could set you down and we could get you right into our system so it can get shipped right to your house and you don't have to worry about anything. So we believe that, yes, I agree with you, Ron, sitting behind the desk and be able to do that way. But if we can do a big convention and we can have it set up to where we're set up for affiliates and we're set up for product, we actually had success with it. Now, I'm not saying we're going to do this all the time, but we got an opportunity to do probably one of the biggest shows in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so we're going to set it up to where we can sign people up right into the system.
And here's what I will say about that. Here's again what Chris is saying is exactly true. You setting it up like that, you're going to get a lot of preferred customers, a lot, because that's the audience that's coming there. Now, I would love to hear at the end of the day how many of those are business builders, because that's what you really need. Preferred customers, we can get preferred customers, and getting great preferred customers, that's a good start, because you can take preferred customers into paid affiliates, and at least you get them in the system, especially now with the sample program and doing stuff like that. But remember, at the end of the day, that's a one-time shot. If all you end up with is preferred customers, next month, those a majority of those are gone, and you've got to do it again. And that's why I think what you're doing is going to work out great, because you have the opportunity there to talk to them about both. Now, I don't know. I remember when you were putting that out there, and you and I talked about it a little bit. I don't know what that audience is going to look like, to be honest. If that audience is going to look like customers, a lot of customers, then that's going to make you a lot of money up front. If it's going to look like a mix of customers and possible business entrepreneurs and people that want to, you know, build businesses and things like that, then it could be, an amazing thing. So don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that you don't do it, but I want you to go into it with your eyes open. It's not a bad thing at all, but just understand that if you're out there, or if you're getting mostly customers, you'll find yourself struggling to make rank and to keep your rank each month, because you've got to keep doing it. So you want to make sure that you've got that mix in there. Okay. There she is. There's Jana. All right. Any other customers? See, you guys, any other questions?
It doesn't look like we have them, and we're at 1 minute after the hour. So I want to thank you very much, Ron, for everything. This was a great session here. And I think everyone learned quite a bit. And there are different ways, right? And that's what I learned too, that, there's a process, right? But then find out what resonates with you, and you are going to be very successful.
Well, thank you guys so much. If there are no other questions, this is recorded. And it's in the Dream Team Under the Live, so you guys can jump on it and watch it again and do whatever you want. Just get out there and,
Ron?
Go ahead.
This is Michael Smith.
Yeah.
I have a huge connection with people from Ghana. My wife's from Ghana, and I know many people from Ghana. But also, how do you find the big affiliates, the big, builders?
In Ghana?
Yeah, my wife is part Ghanaian, and I've been to Ghana many times, and I have Ghanaian blood in my system, even though I've been born and raised here in the States. But I've been in Ghana many times, and I have huge amounts of friends in Ghana and Liberia and all over in Africa.
That, to be honest, I would reach out to maybe Jeffrey or Stacy and chat with them.
Jeffrey or Stacy. How do I reach them? This is all new to me, so this is my first time being on this system.
Michael, who's your upline? Who got you into business?
Well, Jenna, the CEO, but she never contacts me, so I got on this system through Ellen Wright.
Oh, awesome. Ellen's amazing. Well, let's do this.
She reached out to me because I tried connecting to Jenna, and I've left multiple messages, but I understand she's mega busy. But I've been reaching out for a lot of help, and it's been tough.
Mike, let's do this. Reach out to and send me a friend request if you haven't, and let's just try to chat next week, and I'll connect you up and see what we can do. Okay.
Hi,
Sounds
Ron.
good.
Hi, Ron. It's Gina from Stacey
Gina.
Fame. How you doing?
Good.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, Mike, send Stacey Buckman a friend request, okay? She's in Ghana. You send her a friend request, Stacey Buckman, and she'll be willing to help you anytime. Okay? Thank you.
Thanks, Gina.
Yes,
All right, guys, gals, amazing as always. Tanya, glad to see your face. Glad to see everybody here. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ron.
Some of you are driving, so be careful. I see you in cars, and be careful. And I hear my grandkids outside my door, so I'm going to go enjoy them until my next meeting at 11 o'clock. And God bless you guys. And I can't wait to see you. Don't hesitate to reach out to me, reach out to leaders on the team, and we'll see you on next set. Let's make this week amazing. Let's touch as many hearts and lives as we can. All right, guys?
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ron.
Bye. Take care.
Thanks, Ron.
You have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
everyone
you,
that
everyone.
participated.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Michael, for co-hosting.
Yeah.
Quite welcome.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Ron.
See you,
See you,
Meredith. See you.
You're welcome, guys. Thanks, Jedediah.
See you later.
See you later.
Jedediah, Mike, Meredith, Susan, Annie, Flory, Aaron, Margaret, Linda, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Very
guys.
welcome.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye now.